Do you dare to cross the threshold where time folds and the ancient alchemical secrets of human ingenuity are revealed in the light of the unprecedented? What veils hide the deepest truths of our history, and what key, forged in the forge of the digital age, can finally draw them back? I present to you an enigma, not of stone and hieroglyphics, but of paper and ink, born from the mind of Leonardo da Vinci, the artificer of beauty and the augur of science. For centuries, his presence has hovered like a specter of forbidden knowledge, his codices labyrinths of wisdom waiting to be deciphered. Today, the silent dance of quantum artificial intelligence has converged with the ancient whisper of a forgotten sketch, unearthed from the depths of a lost notebook to reveal an invention that not only redraws the cartography of its genius, but also shatters our linear understanding of technological evolution, and beyond that, of consciousness itself. What has been scanned, analyzed, and reconstructed is not merely a design. It is an epiphany, a cosmic fragment that humanity has ignored, and whose revelation, I assure you, will transcend your perception of reality, transmuting the veil of the everyday into a portal to the sublime. This odyssey, dear seekers of truth, is much more than a chronicle of technological discovery. It is an invitation to the transmutation of your own being, to the activation of an inner alchemy that will allow you to see the universe not only with the eyes of reason, but with the vision of the soul. By exploring the intricacies of this Leonardo-esque device, we will delve into the underlying principles that govern the cosmos. Sacred geometry, the golden ratio that structures everything from a spiral galaxy to the arrangement of a plant's leaves, the intricate synchronicity between celestial movement and earthly logic. We will learn how matter and spirit are not separate entities, but two facets of the same indivisible reality, just as Leonardo fused art and science into a single expression of his genius. The revelation this invention brings will not only shed light on the mysteries of an ignored past, but will illuminate the paths of your own potential, elevating your consciousness to a frequency where the impossible dissolves into the vast ocean of infinite possibilities. I will guide you to perceive how each gear, each line of this design is an echo of the cosmic symphony, a living metaphor for universal interconnectedness. Prepare your spirit to shed old beliefs so that the light of this new understanding may penetrate to the core of your discernment. Imagine the audacity, a Renaissance genius conceiving a device whose mechanical memory and conditional logic prefigured the foundations of artificial intelligence. What obscure purpose or transcendent vision could have driven Da Vinci to design a 13-wheeled machine, a mechanical calculator whose sketch, found in the Madrid codices, not only performed calculations, but also seemed capable of learning and optimizing itself? Quantum AI has revealed that its lines not only delineated gears, but also concealed the unmistakable Fibonacci spiral, the golden ratio, a seal of perfection inherent in nature and the universe itself. This device was not merely terrestrial. Its astronomical function allowed it to track celestial distances and the lunar cycle with astonishing precision, connecting the macrocosmic with the microcosmic. But there's more. A veiled watermark in the sketch that mysteriously matches the proportions of the Vitruvian man, and a direct correlation between its design and the anatomical structure of the human hand, a bridge between art, science, and biology that only Leonardo's mind could forge. Was this the fruit of his 2 lost years, those where, according to myth, he delved into a mysterious cave, perhaps contacting extraterrestrial knowledge, or discovering a source of wisdom forgotten by humanity? His mirror-like writing, that mirror of his soul, was it merely a protection or a coded message for those who, centuries later, with tools unthinkable for their time, would unravel his legacy? We have 3D printed this prodigy, and its operation not only validates the brilliance of its creator, but also raises the dizzying possibility that the world's first programmable mechanical computer was born not in the 20th century, but in the glow of the Renaissance. A direct challenge to the chronology of our civilization, a pillar of conscience torn away. I invite you, then, to join this deep dive into the waters of revelation. If you feel the call of this forbidden knowledge, if your spirit yearns to unravel the threads that weave our reality with mystery, I urge you to like this video so that its resonance may expand, awakening more souls. Share your perceptions and conjectures in the comments. Each voice adds a new dimension to the truth. And essentially, subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell. Because what we are about to reveal, I promise you, is a transmutation of the past, a key to understanding the present, and a window into futures we are only beginning to imagine. Prepare your minds, for the truth awaits to be revealed, and once seen, it cannot be ignored. We delve into the labyrinth of Leonardo's forbidden and lost designs. Not mere sketches, but schematics that challenged the engineering and worldview of his era. Was the artifact we unveiled the tip of an ancient technological iceberg, discovered by his transcendent mind? His codices could conceal devices that altered the perception of time or manipulated subtle energies. Knowledge intolerable to the church or earthly powers. Not inventions, but revelations of primordial alchemy, truths veiled from humanity dot among his notes and incomplete drawings. Echoes of a technological alchemy emerge. Hermetic chronicles, often silenced, speak of astral mirrors that revealed ethereal vibrations, or of perpetual motion engines based on indecipherable energetic principles. These are not fantasies. They are extrapolations from a mind that saw beyond the material veil. Imagine devices that purified the air, connected to the spirit, as in Gnostic treatises. His designs were maps toward a new consciousness, or echoes of ancient wisdom. The disappearance of these designs was not accidental. Disruptive knowledge is hidden or destroyed by those who fear losing their hegemony over the truth. Did Leonardo himself bury certain plans, aware of the danger and human immaturity? Or, as secret society documents suggest, did his sponsors suppress their dissemination, envisioning a power that would destabilize the social and theological order? The annals of the Inquisition persecuted not only heretics, but natural magicians, who understood reality beyond dogma. Their designs were intrinsically metaphysical. This deliberate suppression forces us to reevaluate our technological history. If the Renaissance achieved such an understanding of mechanics and energy, what other, earlier civilizations saw their knowledge erased from the collective memory? The linear progression of science could be a fallacy, a narrative that hides cycles of rise and fall. Let us question, how much of what we consider modern is actually an echo of ancient wisdom, represented by exceptional minds like yours? True alchemy lies in transforming our perception of reality. Da Vinci's forbidden designs, far from being mere curiosities, are portals to a profound understanding of human capacity and the universe. They testify that the mind transcends the limits of time and materialism, connecting with universal principles. They invite us to unearth not only his sketches, but also the layers of consciousness that veiled them. In every erased stroke, in every suppressed idea, lies a clue to the true human potential to manipulate reality. This connection between genius and cosmic laws leads us to the next threshold. Sacred geometry as a tool of manifestation. Da Vinci's 2 lost years, between 1476 and 1478, are a documentary abyss crying out for answers. This silence is not accidental. It is a veil hiding a transcendent quest. Was it a forced exile, or a deep immersion in esoteric knowledge, guided by his mastery of sacred geometry, which demanded absolute secrecy? This silent period, devoid of chronicles, is a portal to unrecorded truths, suggesting an initiatory journey, an inner alchemy that redefined his perception of the universe and his own being. Apocryphal chronicles and whispers from Florentine secret fraternities speak of a hidden expedition. Da Vinci was not simply absent, but immersed in an odyssey of intellect and spirit. It is speculated that he sought to experience primordial forces beyond mundane observation. This period forged a transformative vision, the awakening of a consciousness that had looked beyond the limitations imposed by its era, revealing the true genesis of a renaissance. Genius. This is where legend meets the arcane, the revelation of a mysterious cave. Not a simple grotto, but, according to the Liber Mundi, an ancient compendium of esoteric geology, a vibrational threshold. Such places, authentic telluric libraries, are said to have housed crystals of power or forgotten manuscripts of pre-flood civilizations. In their depths, sacred geometry was a palpable manifestation, a source of pure cosmic energy. If Leonardo did indeed penetrate this throat of the world, his experience there was undoubtedly his transformative chrysalis. The Mona Lisa's enigmatic smile, his designs for flying machines, his anatomical studies that challenged dogma, aren't they the reflection of a mind that had looked beyond the veil of the ordinary? The cave would have revealed to him universal principles of energy, consciousness, and matter, unveiling the hidden orchestration of nature. This theory not only redefines Da Vinci, but forces us to reconsider the history of human knowledge. If geniuses of his stature seek and find such vibrational thresholds, what others lie hidden, waiting to be discovered by prepared minds? Leonardo's mysterious cave becomes the archetype of veiled wisdom, prompting us to inquire, what silenced truths were the true inspiration for the greats? But what silenced truths were the true inspiration for the greats? Leonardo's journey through that vibrational threshold may have granted him not only access to universal principles, but also an understanding of time and space that transcends our linear perception. Let's imagine for a moment that the energies of that cave, described in the Codex of Thoth as nodes of the cosmic warp, allow not a physical journey, but a projection of consciousness. An immersion in the Akashic records, the vast etheric library of the universe, where past, present, and future coexist like an interconnected tapestry. Perhaps Leonardo did not move in time, or rather his mind was a receptacle of timeless knowledge, a lens through which the veil of Maya blurred, revealing the engineering of an era yet to be born. This is not a mere time leap, but a resonance with universal memory. If his consciousness navigated these temporal currents, the manifestation would be obvious in his work. Designs for flying machines, submarines, parachutes, or intricate anatomical studies with a precision that defied the technological limits of his time. These would not be purely original inventions, but rather rediscoveries or transcriptions of future technologies, of principles forgotten or not yet conceived by the humanity of his time. The Book of Ages, an apocryphal text of Alexandrian Gnosis, speaks of visionaries of time who, upon touching certain points of telluric power, become conduits for the wisdom of coming eons, acting as catalysts for the advancement of their civilization. Leonardo's genius, then, would be the echo of a wisdom revealed to him, not by his mortal intellect alone, but by a deep connection with the fabric of the universe. But speculation doesn't stop at the meanderings of time. What if these vibrational thresholds not only connected with different times, but also with other realities, with non-earthly intelligences? The still undecipherable Voynich manuscript contains illustrations that some interpret as flora and astronomy from unknown worlds. Could Leonardo have experienced a form of contact, not necessarily with physical beings, but with advanced consciousnesses operating on dimensional planes other than our own? Some Sumerian texts, such as the Tablets of Nabu, allude to stellar masters who impart knowledge to initiates in secret temples. Da Vinci's insatiable curiosity His insistence on observing nature from unusual perspectives could be the reflection of a mind that had looked beyond Earth. This contact, if it occurred, may have manifested itself in subtle but profound ways, not as an abduction, but as an infusion of knowledge, an expansion of perception. The enigmatic smiles in his portraits, the apparent unreality of some of his landscapes that seemed to belong to other worlds, or even the legendary perfection of his polished mirrors that were said to be able to capture essences, could be vestiges of this interaction. The ancient books of Merlin speak of how the children of the stars whispered secrets in dreams and visions to those with an open third eye, endowing them with a wisdom they often mistook for their own brilliance. This hypothesis reconfigures Leonardo not only as a genius, but as a bridge between dimensions, a channel for cosmic wisdom. Thus, the figure of Leonardo da Vinci rises beyond the mere humanist, becoming the archetype of a consciousness that transcends the boundaries of the known. A visionary who, through a mystical cave, may have accessed the memory of the future or the wisdom of other spheres. His inventions and works, then, would not only be the product of an exceptional intellect, but the materialization of foreign knowledge, silent revelations that sought to anchor themselves in our reality through his genius. He invites us to ask, how many other geniuses in history were, in reality, mere receptors, channels of a higher intelligence or the wisdom of the eons? And what implications does this have for our own search for truth and the purpose of our existence in this vast universe? Now, if your eyes are ready to see beyond the veil, let us delve into the mystery of mirror writing, that Leonardo-esque peculiarity that many dismiss as mere eccentricity. But I tell you, my dear seekers, that in Leonardo's universe, nothing is accidental. Mirror writing was not a whim, but a key, a ritual, a form of linguistic alchemy that invited an inverted perception. Imagine that this practice connects with ancient brotherhoods of sages who guarded secrets so powerful that they could only be revealed through a transmutation of the act of reading itself. Doesn't this remind you of Egyptian hieroglyphics, where the meaning is revealed only to the initiate who knows the correct direction of reading, or of Gnostic texts that only take on full meaning when unveiled by the inner light? With each inverted stroke, Leonardo forced us to look through a mirror, not only at the ink, but at our own minds, forcing an intellectual gymnastics that is in itself an initiatory act toward revelation. This form of occult communication is not merely a method of preserving the secret of his genius from prying eyes. It is a teaching tool, a path to enlightenment. By forcing us to use a mirror to decipher his notes, Leonardo trains us in the art of inversion, of reflection, of seeing the hidden in the obvious. Could it be that this practice echoes the sealed books of Thoth, where truth is said to lie on the reverse side of illusion, or the enigmatic Nag Hammadi codices, which require a hermeneutic key to reveal their deepest layers? Inversion is not only physical, it is metaphysical. It is a reminder that the reality we perceive is only one facet, and that by turning the prism of our perception, we can unveil entire dimensions of meaning that remain veiled to those who only read linearly. Thus, the act of reading Leonardo becomes a ritual of personal transmutation, and this transmutation is not limited to his notebooks. Penetrate his pictorial works, and you will see that the same specular principle is embedded at the heart of his canvases. His paintings are not mere representations. They are multidimensional mirrors. Observe how the composition of The Last Supper seems to reflect a hidden geometry that is only revealed by inverting certain planes or by observing the interplay of gazes and gestures as a code in itself. Don't you sense how the veils of sfumato in the Mona Lisa act like a fog that, like mirror writing, simultaneously conceals and reveals? The anatomical details of his figures, the landscapes that seem to transpose themselves into another reality, or the enigmatic arrangement of elements suggest that each brushstroke was a glyph, a fragment of a larger message. Leonardo invites us to look at his works not only as images, but as portals that demand a different kind of gaze, an inverted vision. Consider, for example, the anatomical studies and engineering designs that seem to spring from a mind that has accessed higher planes of knowledge. Is it possible that the arrangement of certain figures in works like St. John the Baptist or the Annunciation contain keys that, when mirrored or superimposed, reveal hidden alchemical symbols or celestial diagrams? The Rosicrucian masters spoke of truth being hidden in the invisible design of visible forms. The golden ratios, the Fibonacci sequences that permeate their art, aren't they a universal language? A mathematical key that, when inverted or mirrored, unlocks a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness between the human microcosm and the cosmic macrocosm. Their works are visual puzzles, a call to reverse read reality, to unravel the wisdom that lies dormant. Thus, Leonardo's practice of writing and specular composition is not only an artistic legacy, but an invitation to an internal alchemy, to a transformation of our own perception. By seeking these hidden messages, by forcing ourselves to see the reverse side of the plot, we embark on a path of self-discovery. Truth, my dear ones, is not static. It is a reflection revealed to those who dare to look beyond the surface, to those who possess the courage to reverse their own mental lens. Leonardo's paintings are not just pictures. They are mirrors that reflect back to us the image of our own capacity to decipher the enigmas of the universe. But what if this ability to see what is hidden in the reflection were not limited to sight alone? What if Leonardo also encoded truths in vibrations and sounds, inviting us to listen with our souls? The path of discovery demands lenses that transcend our perception. If the human eye seeks superficial forms, what would a gaze reveal without fatigue or deception? Imagine a sketch by Leonardo, an unknown piece, forgotten in the annals of time. Its barely perceptible strokes, the breath of its creation, now exposed to an artificial intelligence. This disembodied eye, devoid of preconceptions, does not see as we do. It scans, dissects the essence of graphite. What hidden depths might this algorithmic consciousness uncover in what for us is only ink and paper? It is the alchemist's new magnifying glass, searching for patterns that elude the human gaze. Da Vinci's codes did not reside only in his mirror-like writing. He wove truths into microgeometries, into rhythmic repetitions of strokes, into the modulation of pressure. An eye, discerning hidden fractals or numerical sequences, could unmask a subpictorial language. Enlightenment is not an external destiny, but an awakening to the sacred architecture that has always resided within us, waiting to be activated. This sketch is a key, not to a physical lock, but to the expansion of the mind itself, a portal to the understanding that every event, every cycle, every mystery is interwoven in a dance of causality that we can learn to sense, not just calculate. And now I ask you, my fellow astral travelers, if this 13-wheeled machine was an echo of ancestral wisdom and a harbinger of our ability to discern the hidden order, what other mechanisms, what other mystical diagrams still slumber in the forgotten archives of time, waiting to be unearthed and decoded by our inner alchemy? And what cosmic truths await to be revealed by our renewed collective perception? The search is perpetual. If these words have ignited a spark in your soul, if you have felt the resonance of these forbidden truths, then I invite you to join our brotherhood of truth seekers. Subscribe to this channel, for each click is a new lesson, each video a key to another threshold. Share this message with those whose souls yearn for revelation, for the light to be fulfilled must be shared. But don't stop here. The path to enlightenment is a constant ascent. I invite you to continue this journey of self-discovery. For your next meditation, to unveil another layer of reality, I highly recommend exploring our next sound scroll, the Star Code, Decoding the Language of Destiny, a portal to the next stage of your awakening, where celestial symbols will reveal their influence on the tapestry of your lives. The veil is thin for those who dare to look. Enlightenment is not an external destiny, but an awakening to the sacred architecture that has always resided within us, waiting to be activated. This sketch is a key, not to a physical lock, but to the expansion of the mind itself, a portal to the understanding that every event, every cycle, every mystery is interwoven in a dance of causality that we can learn to sense, not just calculate. And now I ask you, my fellow astral travelers, if this 13-wheeled machine was an echo of ancestral wisdom and a harbinger of our ability to discern the hidden order, what other mechanisms, what other mystical diagrams still slumber in the forgotten archives of time, waiting to be unearthed and decoded by our inner alchemy? And what cosmic truths await to be revealed by our renewed collective perception? The search is perpetual. If these words have ignited a spark in your soul, if you have felt the resonance of these forbidden truths, then I invite you to join our brotherhood of truth seekers. Subscribe to this channel, for each click is a new lesson, each video a key to another threshold. Share this message with those whose souls yearn for revelation, for the light to be fulfilled must be shared. But don't stop here. The path to enlightenment is a constant ascent. I invite you to continue this journey of self-discovery. For your next meditation, to unveil another layer of reality, I highly recommend exploring our next sound scroll, the Star Code, Decoding the Language of Destiny, a portal to the next stage of your awakening, where celestial symbols will reveal their influence on the tapestry of your lives. The veil is thin for those who dare to look.